Happy New Year. This is the first episode of the 00Lounge podcast, episode 18. First episode of 2016.
Woo!
How you guys doing?
I'm alright.
Good.
It's been a long time since we sat down and did one of these things. You know, all our fans are chomping at the bits to get a new episode. So here it is, 2016. How you guys feel? You guys feeling different?
Good.
Another year older.
Any New Year resolutions?
My New Year resolution is to take over the video game industry by storm.
Angelo?
Play more games.
I guess mine is, I don't know, to somehow get to Japan. That's my New Year's resolution is I got to get to Japan at all costs this year. If not, then, I'll wait till next year, like every other New Year's resolution I do. 2016. New games coming out, right? Hasn't been really much news.
Yeah, it's been kind of
ever since, I guess, I want to say
since Christmas, since before.
I'd say December 1st, really, because after Black Friday, that was pretty much it. Like that was a major push for the rest of the year. We got DICE coming up. DICE will be, I want to say, sometime in March.
they're like
DICE or GDC, I think is coming up.
GDC, I think.
DICE.
I don't know, man. Games are just real slow right now. The only thing I'm looking forward to is Street Fighter.
Street Fighter comes out in like 3 weeks.
It's in 3 weeks?
I think so. Is it early February or late February? I'm not too sure.
I believe it was late February.
Swore it was early February. Maybe I'm just thinking because my RPG Digimon's coming out on February 2nd. I think.
Yeah, what is with this Digimon game that everybody keeps losing their mind about? Like,
I don't know.
What is it called?
It's what, the Digimon game?
Yeah.
Digimon Cyber Sleuth? I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, everyone's like, you're gonna get Digimon? I'm like,
well, it's you know what it is? It's like an RPG that Pokemon should be. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it was like a Vita game in Japan. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And now it's coming to PS4.
I'm not buying a freaking PS Vita Digimon game. Like,
I will.
I'm tired of them milking us like this. Like, what are they charging for this?
It's a regular $60.
Oh my god! See what I'm talking about? That fuckery right there. Like,
all right. Anyway, back to format of the show. 2016, new stuff going on. I don't know if any of you guys have been to the new site. It's kind of been redesigned a little bit. Give it a more cleaner look. Did it with Squarespace. They're not sponsoring this podcast, but I thought I'd just mention it because, I don't know, it's a tool that I use. I think it looks pretty good. Feedback I got from it so far has been pretty positive, except for, more content. Content is king.
yeah.
But other than that, man, 2016. Like, what are we looking forward to with this site, with this podcast? What are we looking forward to experimenting with and trying to get a hold of?
Want to start videoing this year?
Yeah, sometime this year.
Yeah,
Make some skits.
Yep. Some
video podcasts.
Yep.
Some Uplay, baby.
Yep. And as I think about that, right offline before we were talking about, before we get on the podcast. Want to talk about a new skit that could possibly be something. It's called Hoodrat Stuff with Friends.
Yeah.
Aaron's own creation for this first segment of Hoodrat Stuff with Friends.
Yo, so we're gonna tell you guys a little story about a beta I played. All right. Now this is a very intriguing, interesting game. I don't know if a lot of you guys know about it. It's called Ark Survival. Pretty much, you're living in a prehistoric world, and your only means is just to survive the game for as long as you possibly can. But it gets pretty interesting because the game has a variety of tools to let you work with. It also pretty much lets you do about anything that you want, like you're a living person. The game, you need to eat, you need to do everything, so it goes by realistic kind of rules to an extent. Pretty much the point is to tame dinosaurs, get as big and stuff as you can. Well, I've been playing the beta, and I have some very ignorant friend guys. It'll be quite entertaining to see soon. I'm going to try to get them to start streaming. And they just do a lot of mean things. So,
what's the name of your crew again?
We call it Revolution.
All right.
R3V, pretty much the tag. After that, you can put in about any name and it'll pop up. There's a lot of us, almost about 70. So, Yeah, pretty much. We all know each other in person. A clan that started small online. They're real heavy gamers, very competitive. So guys, just check it out. Also, we started a Facebook page for the 00Lounge site. It has about 450 people now. Pretty much every once in a while, people will post, make a couple of jokes, but it's just pretty much to keep the community alive, to keep up with the podcast and things like that. But on the story of Ark now, so we decided that we were going to be menacing on this person versus person server. Now, these are the worst people to do this stuff with.
Tell the story exactly how you told it to us just now, because it was ridiculous.
Oh, you're talking about... So, all right, in the game, they have these null berries, right? You can force feed food to people if they're hungry or whatever, and these berries you eat, they usually use to tame dinosaurs to keep them asleep while you tame them, things like that. I had a friend who came up with an idea who he's going to force feed it to people after he weakens them and held them captive. So he builds little cages and he drags their bodies after he beats them down and null berries them and holds them ransom for gold billions. So we get it. We're playing with this. We're playing and there's like a rival clan and we're pretending like to fake force a little alliance. And one of our friends decides he's not doing that and he's going to take the leader hostage. We didn't understand how he planned on doing this, but we knew he was doing odd things, building spears, just had us just pretty much come along with him and all his shenanigans. So we went up to their base, we captured the boss, we put him to sleep, we dragged him over, we locked him inside a room, and we force-fed him berries for 6 days straight.
6 actual days?
6 actual days, real time, guys. And we went in shifts. So every person would get up around 4 or 5 o'clock. We set our alarms in a team rotation of 6 of us to make sure that this guy permanently stayed asleep. It got boring, and one of our friends decided that it was a good idea for him to decide that he wants to kill him or get rid of him or some kind of way. So eventually, the guys got frustrated. They couldn't do the rival clan. They got frustrated. They couldn't do anything without their clan leader for the most part. I guess they didn't really understand the game or didn't know how to progress or what to do, and they just wanted the guy's character back. So they private messaged us, real time, real life, on a separate Xbox Live message, not during the game, and pretty much begged for the character back. So my friend decided that he was going to hold him ransom. So we pretty much exchanged the character for gold. And after we got the gold, we butchered them all. So that was one of my stories in Ark Survival. As well as I have a friend who likes to kill people and then pretend to be a noob for the survivors. Wait for them to get out in the open when they least expect it and kill them too. So it's a pretty funny game. It lets you do a lot of stuff. They did the same clan that we decided to do a PvP server. A PvE server where they couldn't get killed by other rival clans anymore. Mm-hmm. We accidentally bumped into them on that server as well, and we decided we were going to do the same thing. So we put him to sleep with these null berries, but we couldn't kill him. And my friend came up with a genius idea to drag his body into the water to force him to commit suicide. So you have to restart his character.
So let me get this straight. This is Ark Survival.
Yes,
there's a beta currently going on Xbox right now. So you ran into the first clan on PvP.
It was the same clan on the PvP.
Kidnapped their leader, extorted the clan for money, which I received, and then killed everybody
and everything. Yeah, killed everyone. They
quit. They went on to another server.
We started characters on the PvE server because one of our friends accidentally made his character on the wrong server. So we decided to start over and play with them on that server. We all got together. We got everything built. We built our fortresses back and bumped into the same clan because they decided to use the same clan name.
That's crazy.
And yeah, we pretty much just tormented them again.
That's hilarious.
It's pretty fun. It's terrible. The good thing about the game is right now I'm logged out. Mm-hmm. God knows what could be happening to my character.
All right, that's the question I have. When you logged out, because when you saying we had this guy in there for 6 days,
your character goes into a sleep.
Okay.
Right? When you log out. So your character is exactly where you left them. They just pretty much at a dormant state. And any player still currently playing the game on the server can see your sleeping character and do whatever he wants.
So you could effectively wake up and
be dead.
Yeah. This game sounds awesome.
It's very fun. It's amazing. Like, it's just like, I love it. I just love the suspense. I never know what's going to happen when I turn the game on.
So you could be chained somewhere or in a cage somewhere with dudes with their balls hanging out.
Yup, teabagging you. And the minute you decide to move, they all kill you.
You wake up and you got juice on your lips.
It's just a fun game. They have certain drawbacks, like the character creation wasn't in depth at all.
But if you're in the body, you don't really see it. But I guess everybody else can.
Yeah. So it's very limited. I mean, this is a beta, so I guess this is something that they didn't decide to do yet. You cannot change hairstyles. You can pretty much change body shape, colors, and that's about it. Like, you know, I wasn't liking that too much. The taming and everything of the dragons and the dinosaurs and all the stuff is pretty cool as well. It's very Minecrafty, so if you guys like Minecraft, this is for you. You literally have to get a hack axe and cut down trees to get wood. Like, it's very time consuming, but it's a shit ton of fun when you're playing with friends. Like, this is not a game to go in solo, like, at all. Like, you won't enjoy it. Like, the whole game is to like just organize with your friends to dominate what you feel is an impossible task while trying to maintain your life. It's a lot of fun. Like, I suggest it for anyone who's into those kind of Minecraft, make your own adventure kind of games. This is like one of the best I've seen yet, and I really can't wait for it to launch. Like, so I enjoyed it a lot.
All right, so that was entertaining. This has been the first segment of
Hoodrat Stuff with your friends.
Hoodrat Stuff with friends. All right. So moving on. A couple weeks ago, we got our first glimpse as to what the future is going to cost us when Oculus announced the price of the Rift headset, the Oculus VR Rift headset, $599 US dollars. When I first when I saw the price, I was like, "Damn, that's a lot of money! Like, it's just ridiculous. $500,
especially for a company that's not already set."
I mean, they are kind of set. Like, Facebook owns them, so
yeah, but
they're kind of set.
This is still their first entry into like the world of video games or wherever they plan on taking it.
No, Oculus, no, because they got some pretty serious heavy hitters behind the scenes at that company. So, I mean, for the company, yes, hardware, yes, it might be a new venture for them, but these are like industry veterans. John Carmack, I think, is at the company. If anybody knows John Carmack, I think he was with id for a long time, the team behind Doom. He's like one of the smartest guys on the planet when it comes to game development and all kinds of other stuff, and just programming in general. Palmer Luckey, who's a pretty smart guy, and also they have Facebook's wallet sitting right next to them whenever they need to get some money, which is, it's nothing to sneeze at. But that being said, I mean, $500 for the price of $600 for the price of VR at this point. What do you guys think about that price?
I think it's pretty freaking ridiculous. $600 for a VR headset. That's double what my console costs.
On top of the fact that you need an already powerful PC.
And again, that's another thing. Like, this is
an attachment.
This is no. This is
its own platform.
This is its own platform, but this is for PC.
But you need an expensive platform to use this platform.
This is for PC, right?
So it's a platform.
And again, like people like, my position is it's expensive, but
it's the price of the future.
Exactly. Early adopters, with the iPhone or any kind of technological device. Yeah, I mean, iPhone consoles.
Cell phones go for like $800 now.
You're gonna pay money for the future. You want the newest, latest, shiniest shit. You gotta pay for it, right?
Understood. I mean, but my only question to you is, for something that doesn't have content for launch, I think it's kind of ridiculous. Like, I mean, 600. I can see 500. You get what I'm saying? Like,
but see, the thing with Oculus is not in a spot where they can take a loss.
No, they aren't, but they're gonna take a loss regardless. Not a lot of people are buying that. Like,
it's sold out. Pre-order sold out from March till June.
I beg to differ with that. VR is the future. Everybody knows that this is the way it's going. This is the newest, hottest shit that's coming out this year. Like, this, to me, like, as far as I can tell, There's nothing else coming out this year.
That's remotely even close.
Yeah, nothing's coming out this year, right? And again, the future is fucking expensive. Mm-hmm. If you want, like, if they were gonna half-ass it and come out with like a fucking
like Gear VR,
even worse than that, like a Virtual Boy-esque experience where it's all red. It's kind of virtual, right?
But it's not reality.
It's like 3D, but it's not like fully immersive, right? Like real-time 3D graphics, something like that. Like you got a half-ass experience and it costs you $200. You would say the future is pretty shitty. This is a pretty crappy experience.
And then it would fail, and then nobody would talk about it for a couple, 10 years. Yeah. Like Virtual Boy, for instance.
Yeah, this, to me, like, the cost is justified because this is not necessarily new technology, but this is the first time VR technology has been perfected. Right? Yeah. To the point where it's actually
where it's in the home.
It's an option for people. You know, like, and again, like DVDs, Blu-rays, VHS players, like everything when it first came out, the price was fucking exorbitant. Right?
Cell phones.
Right? I remember reading reports of like the first DVD player being $100,000. Right? It debuted at a CES at some point in time in the past. First players around, they were touting, you know, the advancement in technology that you no longer needed to rewind anymore. The thing was $100,000.
It's also like TVs. TVs now, you get the brand new 4K TV, right? Not now, because now the price has dropped a little. But when you first heard about them, they were like $12,000.
More than that.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's in the range. I remember flat screens when they first came out, they was like $10,000. Regular flat screens. I remember flat screens that were not that flat, and they were like, that's what I'm saying,
100,000 plus.
That's what I'm saying. So like new technology comes price,
and to think that they went from $350 dev kits, right, only a couple years ago, to full commercial release, marketing, and all kinds of stuff, and you know, supporting it. And granted, I see your point where you know it's not proven. There aren't a whole lot of games for it yet. You know, like.
The only thing I could really see them doing, though, to have VR take off, though, is since PlayStation VR is in the market with them, have them set up at GameStops, Best Buys, Walmarts.
I mean, they're going to have to demo the technology because you can't.
It's not proven.
No,
exactly.
You can't. You can't tell anybody about the experience.
Exactly. You have to experience it. It's an experience. It's not like you could watch a video game on a flat screen and be like, all right, this game looks good, I'm going to get that. Yeah. Because you can't watch VR on a flat screen. Yeah. You know, you got to be in that world. You got to be in it to win it.
And you know, and to the point that you know it's going to cost you money for extra hardware. It's going to cost you money for extra hardware. I mean, the future is not for everybody, right? Like there has to be a standard set for you know for new technology. Like there has to be a base standpoint that you have to start at where you're running this new software, this new hardware, right?
I think the whole thing with the Oculus price though is the fact that you already need like $1,000 PC just to run it. So that's virtually $1,600. I mean,
again, like look at the target audience. The target audience at this point, right, is the hardcore people, and a lot of them probably already have that PC. I mean,
having them buy $200 headphones and $250 fight sticks and shit like that for like fighting games and stuff, or racing wheels for that matter.
Yeah. And to me, like I don't know, it might be. I mean, it could be people are really griping about the price, or it could be like people who are hopeful.
I think it's the casuals that are griping about the price.
People who are they're gonna buy anyway, but they're not gonna buy in initially, right? Casuals, they're not gonna be the first person.
That's what I'm saying. They're not gonna be day one adapters.
And this could also be the echo chamber of like console gamers, waiting, frothing at the mouth, anticipating the PSVR release, seeing that price and going, like,
that shit ain't gonna work.
Again, it's PC, it's a premium product. This is the future. Future's expensive. Like the price will come down over time.
It will. I mean, I agree that it's going to be a short-lived price, like for all of these. Like I think they're going to drop $100, $200 very fast. But it's just like for right now, it's not anything like to me as a staple that this is like a day one buy.
No, this is definitely early adopted territory at this point. And if you're not ready, if you can wait, if you got patience. Wait.
It's the same as new consoles, though.
It's gonna really be better for you.
New consoles, when they come out, only come out with like maybe 3 or 4 or 5, 6 titles besides multi-platform, and most of them suck anyway for the giving.
That's true to an extent, And there's also like a nostalgia built on them. You get what I'm saying?
But that's the thing.
And, you know,
but when we buy new consoles, like when the Xbox One and the PS4 came out, there was like 6 months where you waiting for something to drop.
But that's cool. You want to know why? Because you know what to expect. You know what I mean? You have a preset notion. I know if I buy this console now, this is what they're not going to deliver until this amount of time. You get what I'm saying? It's set in stone. Like, there's no guarantees on anything. Like, they could decide right now, you go out and buy it, this shit's not working.
The Oculus is dropping, you know what I mean? Like, but when you buy the Oculus for $600, it's dropping with Valkyrie, which is that dope looking space game. It's actually coming packaged with it. Mm-hmm. The Xbox 360, or I think it's 360 Xbox One controller, not the Elite one though, right? It's the regular one.
It's a standard controller.
And 2 other games that I don't know.
I think it's. I don't know of one. It's the Lucky's Tale, which is like a.
But so it's coming with games. Like Valkyrie looks like it's a good experience.
And I also have to point out that there may be some games that are already out now that have been released over the years that can be retroactively made Oculus for compatible, especially like all the shooters and stuff like that.
Skyrim, I could see it happen for a while. You know what I mean? Like I can see it happening for those.
Yeah. So I mean that like having the dev kits out for so long, people kind of integrating into their platform. Like all the major third party middleware developers, Unreal Tournament
are doing it.
Unity, like all those platforms already have Oculus support on them. So, like the groundwork is there. It's all a matter of developers flipping the switch on stuff that's currently available, and you being able to take advantage of it when you get your brand new crisp.
I'm waiting for Rift. I'm waiting for build from the ground up.
My thing is, all right, cool. I don't mind getting games just for my VR headset, but if you're gonna create VR, make it a VR experience. Like I feel like Sony, we have these like I'm gonna make my own snippet right now. Ideas for devs, right? If you're gonna create a VR headset that's $500 and be sitting in my console with a bunch of shitty games, even if your games suck. Give me a virtual party chat. Give me, you get what I'm saying? Open back up the.
That's what I was talking about with you guys
with some avatars.
Like PlayStation Home would have been great
amazing
for VR,
now to bring
but
back,
they closed it down right before VR drops.
Like I want to experience new experience. I want to be able to see my friends' avatars, just go into a chat, put my headset and tune out the world. Like,
and again, that's to your point. I think that's something that the Facebook side of the business kind of foresaw.
That's why
when they decided to acquire them, right? Now, I mean, this could be a new step for Facebook. Like you put
a virtual Facebook.
There might be a cheaper version of the headset, a standalone version that you either plug into your crappy,
that's specifically
3-4 year old computer that you can use to communicate with grandma and grandpa and all that kind of crazy stuff, right? I don't know. I kind of didn't understand Facebook's acquisition. I imagine this is in order for them to kind of diversify because, social networks, they come and they go. Facebook is kind of up there. It's like 11, 12 years old now. They're kind of old, and they're not the coolest guy on the block anymore. So they have to find different ways to keep revenue coming in.
See what happened with MySpace?
I mean, MySpace is completely... MySpace got taken out by somebody. They weren't like this big... thing that's just been there and then they just go away because trends change. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, this, again, Oculus has potential. Oculus has definitely, like, between Vive, Oculus, and PSVR, I mean,
from speculation online, Vive might actually cost more.
No, Vive is definitely going to cost more because of the way it's set up. Like, you have to have, like, an area dedicated.
Yeah, and it's like
for the unit.
For your house, like a square room.
You have to have a room.
Yeah,
you have to have a room. Like, and that's...
Like they going for like the movement aspect of VR, but that's not working in your home.
Like a spatial, more spatially aware. But that's I mean, again, the future is expensive, and it's diverse too. So there's going to be different iterations of VR until they find a combination that works for everybody. So there might be premium VR headsets where screen's better, the experience is better, but you got to have more money in order to, but that's just the way things go. If you want better, more...
But that's why Oculus is in such a good position because, like you said, Facebook got deep pockets.
Yeah. But I'm not saying that they're going to, throw as much cash as possible. Not. But,
But they always could.
They can help bridge the time between, early release and, whenever it hits mass market. which I think PSVR is in more of a position to do because of the way everything is set up. Now let's go into what we think the Oculus price announcement means for PlayStation VR, because they haven't announced the price yet. We don't know what this thing is going to cost. We don't know what's in the box. We don't know anything.
I think we'll know by March, because they were supposedly apparently drop it first quarter of 2016.
Yeah, so,
but I think it's going to be second quarter. I'm
figuring
June-ish E3-ish, right? So I'm thinking you have to get the price by March, because they're going to expect you got to have months of pre-orders, because they got to have enough units to go around. Especially since, like I said, when Oculus pre-orders went live, you're not getting it in March when it drops. You're not getting it in April. They're all the way backed up through May now.
Right. From what I understand, and talking about another podcast, I think it was either PlayStation Beyond on IGN or their another one of their podcasts where they were talking about Sony actually from sources that they know, the units were done. They're actually kind of ready. But
they're just waiting.
Being that there was no software, they didn't want to announce a dud.
Yeah.
Pushing this thing out
with no games.
There not being anything to kind of push. So maybe March, Uncharted. Maybe when the Uncharted is released.
No, but then you finally get a release date for No Man's Sky. Think about it.
Yeah.
Right? And No Man's Sky is supposed to be out already.
Yeah.
It could have been out already.
It's supposed to be out since September.
Yeah. And then they said around December. And
Hello
then
Games.
Jump to June. Why June of all? Where you got dry months? January's a dry month.
That was an obvious we're definitely gonna know when it's coming.
They don't surprise anybody with this stuff.
Yeah, they're doing it on purpose. So now I figured you get your price point in March. Now that Oculus is already on the table, Sony could be $399 with the camera and the move sticks. Right?
Dick sticks, like you said.
And boom, automatically, wow, this is $200 less than Oculus. You know how many people's going to go jump on that because they think it's a good deal? Regardless of not whether it is or not, it's $200 cheaper.
Yeah.
That's if they drop. I've seen some speculation online that people think it's going to be $499. I don't think they're going to drop it more than $399. Like I said, they learned from the PS3 that $500-$600 is not what people want to pay.
Yeah, but you have to think it's not just coming with the headset and the controllers.
It's coming with that extra. But you know what? That extra thing is on them, because if you really think about it, we already got the thing that we got the PS4 already.
VR requires so much more power. Yeah, that's why those PCs. They have to be so overpowered. People would speculate, I get a new graphics card. No, you gotta have new RAM.
Sony also manufactures a lot of the technology that they used.
Did they inside
more RAM?
It's even worse, because it's not like you're pulling off the shelf.
No, but that's cheaper on them. You really got to think about it.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think it's cheaper on them. So I think they're gonna come out. I think that they're not gonna try and make a profit off this. Because
they've come out and said they're not going to try to make a profit. So, but it's going to be like they said, console price.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
$399 would make sense.
$399 would make sense.
But you gotta think that it could be higher.
It could be.
Yeah.
But I think $399 would be the $399 with the camera. Forget the dick sticks. $399 with the camera, because you technically don't need those. But you probably need the camera.
Yep.
$399 with the camera would be a sweet spot for anybody. You know what I'm saying? If you already own a PS4, if you don't own a PS4, then that may look much like, all right, now this is going to cost me $749. But at this point in time, you should have already had one. You know? I mean, it's 2 years already. This is going on the third.
Yeah.
The third year around. You should have had one already. Yeah. I mean, unless you're waiting for the price to go down to $199.
Yeah, it's not happening for a while.
It's not especially the way it's selling. Good luck with that.
Or is PS3 done at
I think PS3 is $199, or maybe $249 still.
That's just ridiculous.
But the PS3 technology was expensive. That's why it came out of $600.
They're trying to make back every last dime that the cell processor cost them.
Yeah, pretty much. But they're making a profit off of PlayStation 4, so I don't think I hope Sony just takes the hit. Maybe a $30-$40 hit. You know what I'm saying?
If they were smart, they would take whatever hit
and also package a game with it, because you can't expect someone.
But that's No Man's Sky. There's no doubt in my mind that No Man's Sky.
That's coming free.
This is what I'm saying with Sony. On a marketing note, the easiest way for them to make their budget back would be through the software for this. You could pretty much hand those damn things out for the price point that Angelo's talking, and just kill people.
That's what I'm saying.
Kill people with software,
because
you know what I'm saying, and reasonably decent software.
Yeah.
killings off of that because then people will start purchasing it.
Exactly,
and also leverage their currently existing titles.
Yeah,
like everything right now, especially in first person. Come on, like that shit should be backwards compatible with VR, even if it's not like the full complete.
I'm being honest with you.
Yeah,
if it's as good as they making it out to be, something like Uncharted. If they had an Uncharted regular version and an Uncharted Morpheus edition, that's the same game, but you get to play it at a different resolution
inside his body
as a different resolution. On Drake,
I'll be killing so many pirates
for $10 more. I'd buy that version. I think
everybody would honestly.
I would buy that version. Like it's not going to hinder the other version. And now I have this one.
Or imagine a game like The Last of Us that has that cinematic feel.
Yeah, like
in VR, like.
That'd be easy buy for me. Like $10 more, and I get the dope. You know what I mean? Like
even something stupid like if they would have just waited with the order and made that into a VR experience. Like it already had that cinematic feel. You know what I'm saying? It was only like 5 or 6 hours long, but nobody's gonna sit in VR 12 hours like they do play Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? Because that probably get them sick, or their eyes will probably hurt, for that matter. But something like The Order, where it looks like a movie already. It would have been a perfect VR experience, especially with monsters and shit like that popping out in your face. People would have probably shit their pants. Like the kitchen demo, I heard that shit was scary as shit.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yo, I seen at one of the events, right, on TV, that they had a demo where all they did was walk across a tightrope.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And people were scared.
They were promoting that Walk the Line movie with the guy who walked over the World Trade Center back.
But I mean, they were scared shit, dude.
I mean, that's the genius of VR. Like,
because you can feel like you're there, even though you're sitting in your room.
Tricks your brain.
Yeah, what's amazing is that the game could create its own feeling of vertigo, which is amazing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that changes the experience.
And what's even crazy because games have already been doing that. Just watching, like, if you've ever played if you ever play any game. Especially open world games with any kind of scale, like it kind of does that already, and I'm not even up on the television. So imagine if you was inside the body, you see everything fly by you mad quick and stuff like that. I'm gonna throw up. I'll fall over, and it's gonna be fun.
Just make sure you have a trash can next to your face.
Yeah, but I'm not playing any like jump scare games and like that. I'm too old to shit my pants in my living room.
I'm gonna be honest,
and my son is not gonna respect me anymore if I'm sitting there shitting my pants
in your own drawers,
playing PlayStation. You know, that's not
something
cool.
Like Silent Hill, that PT demo in VR. I couldn't do.
I have a feeling that's what Hideo Kojima is doing. Actually,
I couldn't do it.
Well, I have a feeling that's what he's doing.
He again at DICE, which is I guess either in a couple weeks or a couple months. I'm not sure. I'll get dates. Guillermo del Toro will be announcing his, I guess, I don't know, giving him some kind of award. I don't know if it's a Lifetime Achievement Award or something like that. And I have a feeling that they're going to announce something crazy.
Like a PT type VR experience.
Yeah, because remember, he was pissed.
He was
when they canceled PT.
He's still attacking Konami on social media now. Like, he's not playing with them. Every once in a while, he takes a picture of a middle finger and then acts Konami like he doesn't care.
Because they dicked him. They really did. They dicked a lot of them.
He said something about F them. They stole my franchise. You get what I'm saying? Metal Gear. Like I mean, you know, like.
It's hard when you're tied to a company and you're actually the creator and all the company did was pay you to make it. Then it's technically theirs. You know what I'm saying? So you as a creator, I guess, feel like I just got robbed.
Yeah, but I mean, especially if it's your creation. Like,
exactly.
He's been rocking with Metal Gear for how long? Like, come on. Like anything you create
since Super Nintendo days, right? Oh, Nintendo.
No, even before that. Like, what is that? Some system in Japan that came out. And
wow.
I forget the name of it.
But I remember Metal Gear on Nintendo though.
Yeah, I played. That's the first time I played Metal Gear. It was Nintendo, and it shit was.
And then it came out on PlayStation, and that's when it blew up because of the 3D. Well, not the 3D world, but like just the 3D mechanics in general.
Just that was like cinematic experience in a game, and there was
in a console generation where it shouldn't have even been.
There was nothing like it. The first Metal Gear was fucking amazing, and that's why I play. That's kind of why. PS1 is my favorite system right now of all time. Like that's
it really hands down. For me, PS1 was like the turning point where video games really hit the market, like mainstream. Yep. But to me, still PS2 because I'm a JRPG lover, and it had JRPGs out the ass.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about, you was getting like one every month.
Yeah. It was nuts. Like, it was a good time to be alive.
It really was, especially if you was a fan of like Japanese games, because at that point in time
of games period, because that was the only business in town.
Yeah.
Outside of GoldenEye and Super Mario 64, I mean, what else was there? Who else was offering anything?
Nobody.
World Series baseball on Saturn.
Yeah, and then you had like 8 iterations of football games, and like everybody was trying to eat the Madden pie.
Yeah.
Until Madden was like, you know what? I'll just buy the pie. You know what I'm saying? And
it's been a shit pie for the last 2 decades.
No, ever since EA bought the pie, it's been nothing but a shit pie. Like seriously. And the thing is that they'll still sell, because if you like football games,
what choice do you have?
You ain't got no choice.
Yeah, gun to your head.
I still miss NFL Streets.
NBA Streets. Man, that was the hot shit.
That was the hot shit. Matter of fact, I think NBA got the basketball license, because there's no other basketball games out there.
That is
2K.
2K.
Oh no, NBA Live. No, there is.
No, live
just
sucks.
recently came out.
Yeah, but it just sucks.
But no, I meant baseball. MLB is the only one out there.
Green Lantern.
That I don't know. But I mean, I think MLB is so big nobody even wants to touch it.
Really?
I don't know, because I don't know if Sony got an exclusive. I have no idea.
I have no clue, but Sony's the only one with a baseball game.
I don't know,
and that's weird.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like EA fine got the only football, but that shit is on multi-console. You know what I'm saying? So it's everywhere. But if you want to play a baseball game, you ain't got no choice but to buy a Sony console. Yeah. Unless you're gonna maybe bootleg one on PC, I guess. But I don't even know. I don't even know exactly. Like, I'm not even sure, because I'm not a PC player.
I think that's it. I think if you play like baseball,
and MLG is actually, it's
that's
actually
why everybody I know who's from a Latin American country, like they pretty much got a PlayStation at this point.
Yeah, well,
El Baseball.
That's messed up, but it's all good.
Yo, listen, my Spanish friends know who they are. Shut the fuck up, right?
But listen, I don't know, man. Yo, matter of fact, a baseball experience in VR would be perfect.
Any sports experience, and this is something they try to do with the Wii, when people were throwing Wii controllers like fucking footballs and then destroying televisions. Was like you're in the game, like you're the quarterback, you're tossing the ball, you can see your wide receiver, you toss the ball and you get like a bird's eye view with the ball, lands in the receiver's hands, and like you're physically running towards the end line.
I would not lie, I would play like a stupid tennis game or like a baseball game or even a football game in VR. You know what I'm saying? Because imagine you just like this with the headset, like playing tennis or something. That should be dope. All right. It would seriously be good.
All right, so going back to Oculus, and in a broader sense, like console is kind of limited. There's certain things that won't happen on PlayStation VR, like porn. Like you're not getting porn.
Damn.
On a Sony unless somebody hacks and do some. Like you're not getting official porn.
Wait, we're not getting official porn, but if you've seen those Japanese demos that are already like out there in the wild,
we ain't getting that shit's not coming here.
It's like little schoolgirl, like
it's not coming here. That shit's creepy and pervy. And we ain't getting that shit.
You never know.
The U.S. government will be all over that shit, son.
Well, but that's the good thing about it being region locked.
Kids
it not being region locked. Remember, you could just order a Japanese game, and the American dubs normally are bad anyway.
And again, that's another reason why I think Oculus was. I think all the people who pre-ordered Oculus first was people who got lifetime subscriptions to Pornhub. Like that's the only people who got Oculus right now.
Instead of sitting on their couch doing this, they want to lay on their bed doing this.
Son,
razors and everything.
Son, gross.
Son, just don't stick.
And again, like that's one of the experiences that probably console probably won't see officially. Like there'll be some hack. Something, some secret website you got to go to in order to get a full PSVR experience, but you're not getting.
Well, you could probably just use the dashboard. I'm not even going
web browser. Yeah. I'm gonna say this right here in the podcast for everybody. I don't care, professionals, unprofessionals, whoever listen to this. I guess I'm pouring on my Morpheus. It's gonna be the dirtiest Morpheus.
Note to self: do not put your eyes
on it, not on mine.
Don't touch Aaron's PSVR.
Your lids might stick to the LEDs.
Yeah, that's fucking gross.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man.
It's fucking gross.
Just saying how I feel.
It's fucking gross.
Look, you know what's true too. You know what's true too. You gonna go and then the crazy.
You gotta remember which hand you was jacking with, because if you lift your headset with the wrong hand.
Yo, but you remember the game for Dreamcast called Seaman?
Yes. I didn't understand.
Sega gonna come out with that shit with VR, except you're gonna need the dick stick.
Yo, honestly, a lot of people thought like you really had to jerk off in the tank under the crate.
Yo, it looked funny. Look, it's a bunch of little fish swimming with human heads. What would you think that is?
Somebody's fucking a fish.
Like, what would you think?
Yeah.
And then you watch them grow from like little tadpole sperm cells to like giant fish. Like, yo, Dreamcast is weird. So this thing is weird.
I don't know. All right. So, anything else we're expecting from VR? I mean, in addition to playing games on it, watching movies on it would be different. Skype would probably be different.
Well, I can't wait for them to actually come out with movies that are like really virtual. Like, I'm not talking about where you can turn around.
No, it's kind of like how IMAX 3D is, but it's like you're in.
Yeah, I mean,
the experience.
Any virtual movie should automatically be 3D. I would imagine.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because that's technically 3D technology up on your face, right? Correct.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yep.
So that's what I'm hoping, because I mean, 3D TVs didn't really take off because
they're expensive.
They're expensive, and I just think at that point in time, people wasn't ready for it.
Disney has an opportunity, right? Disney and DreamWorks and any other of these, computer generated CGI movie type movies,
that definitely
has the opportunity to create VR, where the movie is happening, but you can move around
camera angles
spatially, not just camera angle, not just switch it to a different camera angle. Like the toys are running over there, and you want to see what's going on over here. You can actually leave the action, what's going on over there, real time, and go somewhere else. I mean, I don't understand.
Well, it would be easier.
I don't know what the computing power would involve for it to be like that same fidelity. Because the computers that generate a lot of.
But I figure it would be easier for something like a CGI cartoon than something like a real movie.
Yeah, you know but I mean, like the part where you would actually like
forget about the movie and just go explore.
Yeah. That would be something. There would probably be like a load screen involved.
They would have to build they would have to kind of build worlds into like the.
I mean, the world's already built.
No, but I'm talking about a fully 3D immersive world inside the movie for you to be able to explore.
It would probably be a separate engine. Like there would be a load screen into a separate engine
y'all thinking about it too complicated. What would have to happen is concept art would have to officially become 3D now. Right?
That's what I'm saying. They would have to build a 3D world.
Yeah, like meaning that.
And let the movie go on. But if you don't want to watch the movie, you can just go walk around the world.
That's already developed. That's already designed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like once they've already created the scene, like that's already a thing. Right? It's just how would you get that right
onto a game?
Onto a PC and have be a playable experience. You understand what I'm saying? You can't just go from the fidelity that it's at, the high resolution that it's at. When it's just a movie, and then load into that world, that will require your computer. Will be
honestly, I wouldn't even care. I just really want if I'm gonna buy VR,
but the ability to do that, the potential is there.
Yes, definitely. But me, honestly, I don't even care. I just want if I want to lay down and watch a movie, if you have the VR headset on, you could technically stare at the ceiling, but it's kind of like you're sitting up still. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just want that and have that movie theater experience on my face. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's really especially since in the beginning they're gonna have game support, but the games aren't gonna be that great because they're still being built from the ground up. Yep. So those games we're probably gonna have to wait a year, maybe a year and a half. I say 18 months for a real good game to come out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just one good game, because a lot of the middle developers, like you said, the mid-tier developers are developing. Not a lot of the AAAs are, because I guess they're waiting. It's a wait and see for them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Why spend all this money to create a game if VR don't take off? Yeah. And AAA budgets are high, so all the mid-tier developers are doing it, or even the lower tiers are, like a lot of the indies and stuff like that. Yeah, so you gotta have that middle ground. You gotta have something to do while you're not playing those VR games. Yeah, or even if you don't like those VR games, there's got to be a reason to buy the platform. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, and even if they don't do something where you can just come out from the movie, to have some kind of feature where you get different set pieces inside the movie, so you can watch the action, kind of
different angles and stuff.
Yeah, so let's say your Star Trek. I was telling you about Star Trek, where you can get through the movie, you can buy your own version of the Starship Enterprise, and you're able to go from bridge to
don't give them any microtransactions ideas. Please.
No, that should be hot. I want it. Yo, listen. Even if the game was just all right, now here's the Starship Enterprise, and all you're doing is just on the ship, and you're interacting with different systems and different characters. That's the game.
No, but
I'd buy that.
Don't make it DLC though. Make it to where let's say Star Trek comes out, right, and the movie is $24.99 Blu-ray.
Yep.
VR version, $34.99. Have me already pay for it. Don't have me no DLC shit. You know me and DLC.
Yeah,
I hate that shit.
I understand. But again, like, the potential is there for something like that. And me being, like, I'd like to experience, like, I'm big into expanded universe type stuff. I would definitely buy $34.99, a Blu-ray, VR enabled Star Trek.
Just charge a little extra for VR enabled movies. You know what I'm saying? If you're adding stuff to it, if you're not adding nothing to it,
content and ads.
If you're not adding nothing to it, then you better charge $24.99 or whatever it's $19.99 for a Blu-ray.
Right. All right. So as we go up to 2016, I want to think about some of the games that are coming out this year.
Street Fighter V,
right,
month.
Let's. All right. I'm on Polygon.com. Polygon.com has games of 2016. And they start, I guess they have everything all in these little categories, big stories, this and the third. First one they have is Last Guardian. Are any of you...
Is it even confirmed?
That's spring.
Go back and watch E3.
2016. This is the trailer right here. If I push play on this, it's going to tell me March.
It's going to say early 2016. But no gameplay footage at all. Now it's slated. It just got pushed back.
I don't know. I don't know.
It just got pushed back.
I saw 2016. I didn't see specific.
Dude,
March.
it just got delayed.
For it to have been 6 months out and them not to have shown footage.
That's what we were saying.
I'm just saying, like that. I don't think you're wrong on that March thing.
We forgot a game, Final Fantasy.
No,
that's not coming out yet.
We're gonna get to it. All right, so Recall, are you excited about it? No, right?
Nobody knows anything about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not excited about it. I mean, again, it's new IP. I'm always happy to see new IP.
But without gameplay,
I just need to know what I'm excited about.
But without gameplay, you don't even know what the game is about.
Deus Ex is like meh for me. Like when I run into it. Like,
did you play the last one?
I actually absolutely watched the first one.
Like, you liked it?
Yeah, I like the game. I like the styling of it. And I like the character development of the game. The first one had some really chintzy shit, like, you know what I'm saying, like that. It was like you had this hard, cynical lore story, and then like you sometimes you had this real serious aspect on how you approach and attack the world, and then when you get to the bosses, it was like fucking comedic, like Dead Rising. Like I heard
the bosses were like it was like pointless.
Terrible.
There was no point. Like and that's the problem. That's a broader problem with games in general. Is like bosses, they're either like really easy
or super difficult,
unnecessarily difficult, or they have the typical arcadey hit the 3 spots and then shoot that 3 times and then the boss dies. Like, those are the only flavors of boss we pretty much get.
At this point, you don't even need to do bosses no more. Make really hard scenarios. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And one grand finale boss.
Yeah,
because you gotta have an ending.
Yeah.
The game can't just leave off.
Like a boss type character within those difficult scenarios that you
exactly. At this point, like, it was like
just like a main antagonist
where AI knows how to manipulate the environment.
Exactly, or bends around you, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With that being said, that would change how I feel about bosses. Like, just if you're gonna do bosses now, gamers, like, just keep it Dark Souls. Like, this is annoying. Dishonored 2. Anybody excited about it? I love Dishonored. I'm super fucking ecstatic.
Honestly, this is a game I missed. I didn't play it.
You need to slap yourself in the mouth.
I heard good things about it. I mean, going back to
Deus Ex.
It's available for download now. On Xbox as like a backwards compatible title, so I might dip back into it and see what I missed out on.
You'll enjoy it.
Like, how much they charging?
Nothing.
Oh, it's free.
Yeah. All right. Dishonored 2. I mean, again, I saw the first trailer I saw for the first Dishonored looked dope. I think at that time there were too many games out, and this is just one of the games that
I would say is I wound up just getting it on a whim thing, and the game caught me by surprise. Okay. Like, it had really good stealth features.
That was the stealth game with the magic powers, right?
Yeah, it just had really good aspects on how to attack stuff. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, they created really good scenarios. The AI wasn't completely retarded, you know, and they made it difficult. Like, it was a challenge and stealth for whoever played that game. Like, I don't care who you was. Like,
Mass Effect Andromeda.
I'm gonna wait and see on that.
I haven't seen anything.
I can't. Well, nobody has. Even though they did technically say the beginning of the game is done and that they was playing it, but we as an audience hasn't seen it yet. But I will wait and see because Mass Effect 3 disappointed me. So
I loved Mass Effect 3. Let me get this straight. I'm gonna say this out for the open. honestly, BioWare, that was the worst fucking sham that you guys ever did ever in life. Yep. If any company ever did that shit like
especially
that,
for someone who played all 3 games.
You created this world. You made it these large decision-based segments that continued. Your only game who ever did this, that your decision
at that point
affected another game. No, this is still the only game who did it. And then after that sequel affected the continuing game. You get what I'm saying? Like,
but in the grand finale of things, it didn't mean shit.
It didn't mean anything. Like, it was the worst ending possible. Like, it made no sense. Like, it didn't do anything. Like, it was like all your rules and everything that you did in the following games had no effect in the third game. Mm-hmm. Like, it was like you guys got lazy and you rushed the fucking game. And that ending, you drew us paper drawings.
it was like a backdrop to a painting.
Yeah, like, are you really serious? Like,
what happened to the whole game is CGI, right? You play and you get these cinema screens all throughout the game, and then the ending is a painting backdrop. Like, what the fuck was that?
Between all your games, I invested about $240, all counting add-ons since the first one, the second one, to the third one, and you gave us that fucking sham ass.
My big thing though, as a 3-game trilogy, I don't like the fact that each game had different kind of like gameplay. If you're gonna do a trilogy, make it all one. They wanted to progress I understand what they did. Like, they wanted. You had these hardcore generic RPG fans, and you had these hardcore shooting fans of it, right? The game they had to choose. What are we gonna do? But then they like the first one was this, then the second one was this, and then the third one was something completely different.
The third one was both. Like, and what they were trying to do was just bend over backwards for casual fans and hardcore RPG fans. And you have to remember, you're a hardcore RPG.
No. But I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying in general, if you're gonna have a trilogy. It's like the Final Fantasy 13 trilogy. Every game had different gameplay. That's what I don't like about it. If you're gonna have a trilogy, then it's got to be unified. Like you have the same world,
same stylizing.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, the Mass Effect had the same stylizing, right? It just had different feels to the mechanics for each game that made it uncomfortable.
But that's my big thing. Like, if you're gonna start a new trilogy now, like with Andromeda, because technically I heard it's a new trilogy, then 4, 5, and 6 better have all the same gameplay. I don't want different gameplay in each game.
But then what do people do? You gotta remember, we at a point now where everybody is freaking Meek Mills on their Twitter fingers. Like, everyone is just gonna attack, oh, this is the same game as last year. This is the same game as last year. This is the same game. And then they change it. Why did you guys change the game? It doesn't feel like
I'm telling them don't change it, because that's everything we've known and done, when you change the game, it ruins it.
No, it didn't. And to me, the changing of Mass Effect through each game didn't change it. It just gave me a different experience of playing each of them. And I enjoyed all of them in their own ways. You understand what I'm saying?
To me, it feels like Resident Evil. You had the first 3 Resident Evils, right? They worked a certain way because at the time, that's all consoles could do. Mm-hmm. Then you have Resident Evil 4. Then you switched it for 5. Then you switched it for 6. And you see how that turned out? It's the same thing. This is what I'm talking about. It's the same thing.
But this went along with the start of the online complainer gamer dawn. Oh, the Resident Evil 4 controllers are too difficult. This game isn't actually hard. It's just the controls that make it hard, right? So what they do is they try to swap the controls. Then they go, I'm tired of playing Resident Evil games by myself. Give me co-op. Then they give co-op. Co-op doesn't make the game feel scary anymore. It's like, shut the fuck up.
But they didn't even scare anybody. I don't know what they did with 6.
And then they made Resident Evil 6, right? Because they was all saying, well, the game still feels too stiff. You need to make it more action-like. You need to make it more fast-paced, right? So what they did was...
They broke it into scenarios and gave you all 3.
They gave you all 3. All right? And they made the game action-packed no matter what story you were playing because of how they organized the controls and the movement, right? Or whatever. And what did people say about it, son? Oh, it was too arcadey. It's like, shut the fuck up.
But my
just
point
let them make their game now.
That's my point.
So
honestly, fuck the community and fuck everything. This is your vision.
I mean,
exactly,
again,
and let it be your vision.
That was something Steve Jobs was real big in, right? Was the customer doesn't know what they want until you give it to them.
Exactly. Right? This is when you have a vision and you're the creator. Create what the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what anybody says. Like, I come up, I see all these like articles online and stuff. Oh, the next, let's say Persona 5, right? Because it's coming out in June. The Persona 5 better have these 10 things. No, they better not. Just don't fucking buy the game.
Yeah.
Because your 10 things might not be the 10 things I want.
Yeah.
So I want the fucking game that the creators want to make. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's their job. They're the creators. If you want a game, go fucking make one.
Yeah. Again, that goes back into people who spend money on things and they feel like they're
entitled to certain shit.
Yeah. And again, like at the end of the day, if you know what I'm saying, like pay for what you want to play, right? That's one, right? And if you've paid for it, accept the fact that you bought into someone else's vision. And if you don't like it, that's lesson learned.
Yeah, just don't buy it next time.
Exactly.
But that's on you. Don't sit there
and now it's gotten so point because the developers have been over so
that's a problem.
That before games even come out, people already complain about what they like from snippets.
Yes. Right,
and then they alter in their game.
We're going to check. Next game, Dark Souls 3.
Oh, that's a guarantee. That's a guarantee.
The new
Japanese.
The new Doom.
Yeah, not so much. It's already doomed and gloomed, bro.
Final Fantasy 15.
Yes.
I'm even excited about this.
Yes.
And I haven't been excited about an RPG in I don't know how long.
Gears of War 4? No.
Not so much.
No. Nice try, buddy.
That's it.
Homefront, you could miss with this shit too.
The first Homefront was
that Zero Horizon Dawn again?
Yeah, we're not talking
Lawbreakers. Go back to Lawbreakers. Hold on. Now this is Cliff Bleszinski's new game.
Bleszinski, yeah.
Right? I'm gonna be honest with you. He's an arrogant fuck.
Nah, I like Cliff.
He thinks that he's one of the greatest creators.
I love you, Cliff.
And a lot of people will say he is.
You one of the greatest creators.
But you also got to remember he created Gears 2.
He was sick that week.
All right, okay. No, but then he also
no. Listen, Gears 2 was, I don't know what the fuck. The whole Dom Maria story thing was kind of lame. But the game was still a good game.
No, it wasn't.
And 3 to me, 3 was like the perfection. I mean, again, multiplayer aside, like people's opinions vary on multiplayer, but Gears 3 as a game, technically and mechanically,
yes. But that's what I'm saying about Gears 2. Mechanically, that game was horrid.
Yeah.
Like, all right. Granted, Marcus Phoenix and Dom and all of them and Coltrane, they all look like they weigh 400 pounds. Mm-hmm. Don't mean you had to make them run like they weighed 400 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay? You know what I'm talking about, right, Aaron? I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, too. Right? So now, and then when you bring that shit into multiplayer, it was just
horrible.
No.
It was horrible.
And then, who gave you the idea, let me make the grenade stick to the wall?
Oh, God. Oh my God!
Like,
all right, we be all day dissecting.
No. But my point is that Cliff always got something to say about someone else's game because he's always on Twitter or something else, mouthing off sometimes.
Well, he was retired then, so he could do that.
And then he comes out with a game like Gears of War 2. So you're not the best creator. So just let people create what they want to create because you obviously going to create what you can create.
All right, he's obvious. Listen. Give credit where credit is due.
I'm not saying
Gears was the most influential game of that generation.
Baga, you know,
hands down.
Dude, I sat there for like 6 months straight and played nothing but Gears 1. You know this.
Exactly. And you've eaten so much to the point where you're sick now. You don't like chocolate ice cream anymore. We understand.
No, it's not that because Gears 3 wasn't bad. Gears 2 just put a nasty sour taste. I couldn't get back into the franchise. Yeah. So I used to play with the original Ghost. Aaron, you have Rev Ghost, right? Yeah. Me and what's his name? I forgot his name. Calvin.
Yeah, Sega.
Me and Calvin was playing Gears Baka knows is nonstop every day.
Yeah, I know. We used to be like,
when I was home from work,
are you gonna
morning till night, dude. Like I'm talking to 12-hour Gears sessions.
Yeah.
I even met these dudes in Canada I used to roll with all the time. Gears 2 came out, they were still playing that shit. I was like, I'm done.
All right.
I cut off all friends.
All right, we know. You love Cliff Bleszinski. It's all right. Cliff, if you're listening, we love you.
I love Cliff from the 2006. 2008 Cliff, not so much.
All right, another game that I kind of think is not. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's coming out on Wii U. Legend of Zelda Wii U.
You mean Zelda NX?
Zelda NX. Legend of Zelda NX. Are you excited about it?
I am.
When I actually get some confirmation.
Right? If it's coming out for Wii U, I'm excited. If it's coming out for NX, fuck you.
I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. So I'm gonna put this out there. That I think NX is gonna be one of the greatest consoles that ever come out.
No, alright, now this is the problem. I agree with Aaron that it's gonna be great, but if they don't get third-party support, I think Nintendo is finished.
I don't think that's gonna be a problem for them either.
Well, again, it all depends on how easy it is for them to get games ported.
Don't come out with a gimmick controller and third parties won't step stay away. The reason why third parties don't want to probably do it, one, the hardware's a little weaker, that's fine, but they can still downgrade the game. That's no problem. But then Nintendo wants them to use the controller, and it's you know what I'm saying? And they just don't want to put the extra time in it. Why am I going to add extra time into your game, into that game, when I'm making the same game for the Xbox One and the PS4?
And it probably won't even sell as well.
So I'm going to put more time and more effort into a game that's not going to sell as well?
I don't even think we're getting that this time around. What are you guys' expectation of what this console is going to be?
I think it's going to be a hybrid.
We'll talk about that next. Let's get through. All
right, what's next?
The Division. Are we excited about Division?
That shit can from. All right, I recently read that it's more like Destiny than an MMO, and that just completely hype train. Just there's no train at the station anymore.
I like how Destiny was set up anyway. So I mean,
Destiny mechanically and with friends was fun.
It was flawless.
Luke Cave, RP Luke Cave.
Yes,
but as a service,
it wasn't great.
It fucking.
My whole thing is don't categorize your game to sell it as something and then not deliver on that promise.
Here we go.
Said that Destiny was an MMORPG.
You know the argument?
No, I'm not even talking about that. I'm just saying they told us this game is this. Yeah. This game has this.
Yeah.
And none of that shit was delivered on.
No. First of all, the content.
Was that's part of what I'm talking about.
The content.
What did they tell us in the beginning? Oh, we're gonna have these big open worlds. You're gonna be able to traverse these big worlds.
These events are gonna be ongoing and happening all the time.
Yeah, and none of that shit is real.
You had to pay for a lot of that shit, and a lot of that didn't come until year 2.
So, that's
in the form of paid DLC.
I'm not even talking about the whole MMO thing. Even though in the beginning it kind of was classified as that. But we're not talking about that. Content-wise, the whole promise that they promised us didn't even come until Taken King and then halfway after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't have to spend $60, then $40 on the first DLC.
Destiny was definitely a big investment. Yeah,
but
you know why I'm okay
they made us pay for that.
I'm okay with that. They know where they went wrong now. And
that's fine.
And I know when
Destiny 2, hopefully,
the legit shit that ever comes
hopefully, out. Yes, because Destiny had a lot of problems. We sat here and played it for weeks, dude, months.
Yeah, no.
But after a while, and then they started stopping people from doing certain shit, which, if I want to spend 8 hours shooting at a fucking black hole, then that's my prerogative.
I thought Destiny's Crucible concept was kind of messed up too. I'm gonna tell you why. The
entire progression system and loot generation was fucked up.
No, all right, letting people get into a map, right, with their preset loot, and not everything in that game was broken. There was a lot of stuff that was broken, and there's a lot of stuff that you had to be a hardcore player to have.
Yes.
It was really unfair when you ran into a match and somebody had Thorn and you still had a regular pistol.
Yeah, it was a lot of OP stuff.
Now that's cool. I get it. Right? And these are from Bungie, and Bungie knew where they went wrong on this.
The game was not balanced at all when it came to PvP.
Your gear should have been, and other than your armor, your gear, your guns, your rockets, you only had
should have all been balanced.
If you picked up rockets like how you do in Halo, that should have been your rocket.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? The rocket that you actually got. As broken as they want it to be, because it had this amount of ammo for the match. It had, you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It had this amount of what's going on. Your scout rifle should be a pickup. It should have this clip, and if once it runs out, you either get ammo from someone else or you pick up that clip again. And if not, you have started guns. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
You should not have had your PvE guns in PvE.
Destiny got crazy when everything in the game started to feel like a one shot. In the game that had armor and recovering health, that's backwards to me. I try to play Destiny now, and it's like, boom,
you don't matter.
Power dead.
You don't matter.
It feels like Call of Duty.
Yeah, it works.
Worse.
It's like sometimes there's nothing you can do, and then there's classes,
and then certain powers are broken in PvP.
Sunbreaker. Nothing is worse than a fucking fully upgraded Sunbreaker who can run around that stage kill seven people, and there's only 6 people on the team, and his first loot. That's retarded to me. I did it myself.
That's now though. Back in the day, it was the Hunter class.
Yeah, Hunter class was mad overpowered
with the stupid one-shot pistol.
Yeah.
Ultimate, and then the charging knife thing.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Dude, the lunging knife, you could be 10, 15 feet away and it just taking out everybody in its path.
It was some of the stuff was busted. Right? Now, I don't mind that being busted. You have to balance out your busted, though. You gave it too frequently.
No, but that's the thing. That's why it was broken. The Hunter class was getting that shit every 2 seconds. Like
all classes, they were getting to me or whatever. I feel like you should get it as in a way of a reward. If you're doing extremely,
it should have been like a kill streak. Like if you kill 10 people, then you get power up or something,
and you get more kills. Cool. Like you know what I'm saying? That makes you play legit. That makes you play cautious. It makes you play more as a team. But if everybody is, their meter is going to be slowly charged, and then when they get a kill or somebody else gets a kill, they suck up some ores. They get it again too. Like all of that shit was really dumb to me.
It was weird.
Make a shooter. Stop giving everything to people for free. You get what I'm saying? For fun. Like, and I'm tired I'm tired of developers bending over backwards for gamers who don't want to put the time in to get good. Like that has to stop. Like because the way competitive games are starting to become is who's the cheapest or who's gonna be the most bitch ass player who's gonna hide or use or spam the strongest thing in the right way. Like that's not fun. You get what I'm saying?
But that's why Destiny's community, it kind of like died down real fast.
I want my aim to be against someone else's aim in a split second decision. You get what I'm saying? Or two decides a battle. Like not I have Gallowhorn and you have,
and I'm just gonna one shot you.
Yeah, it's just like come on, like you get what I'm saying? Like it's like come on, like and then you giving people 4 rockets or 2 rockets, then they have a power up, then they have a 1-shot fusion rifle, now they have a sword that blocks damage up until you get to somebody. It's like come on, yo, you can literally spray a whole clip at people blocking with the sword, and it's like it did nothing. It slash you. It's like you know what I mean? Like it's annoying. In Destiny, you don't move slow. Like so it's like come on, like.
All right, what's next, Black?
The biggie, No Man's Sky.
Oh wait, you forgot Street Fighter 5 too.
Well, guys, Street Fighter 5.
Sure you can.
That comes out in 4 weeks, actually, February 16th.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably not gonna buy it until it goes.
He said you're a dickhead.
Hey, shut the fuck up. I'm probably not gonna buy it until it goes on sale.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because you know it's gonna be on sale like in 2 weeks.
Pretty much. Because I'm not gonna like I'm not gonna play that game for mad long. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll probably play a couple matches. I'll probably.
It looks good though, but I hope they fixed all the
get my ass bust and then just like do a whole bunch of show Raijukens until I get tired of the game. And that'll be it for me.
Shoot some Hadoukens at cars and shit.
No, I love those. I love those missions.
Speaking of statements and stuff, that Tekken X Street Fighter is still in development.
Yeah, I told you that. I know.
Like that whole
why.
No, like you know how they had Street Fighter Cross Tekken?
Yeah.
But everybody wanted to. It wasn't about. We didn't care for Street Fighter Cross Tekken. We wanted to see the reverse theory. How would Street Fighter mechanics feel in a Tekken-esque game?
Yeah.
Or whatever. And that was really what the whole thing, that whole nostalgia, whole excitement was about. Like it wasn't about seeing the two clash. Like they don't really fit.
Nah, their worlds don't fit together.
Yeah, but it was just to see how Street Fighter gameplay would feel in the 3D world, and that's be confirmed to actually happen. Did you see Akuma?
No.
In Tekken 7?
No.
Boy, that looks like the most amazing shit I've ever seen.
I gotta take a look at it.
Yeah, you have to.
Alright, No Man's Sky.
VR support, I don't see that game failing. I'll tell you that much.
I mean, to me, this is like the most anticipated game of the year.
But listen, if anybody's expecting like some amazing shooter or RPG or like Minecraft-esque game, then you just need to not buy it.
Nah, you're gonna do a whole lot of looting and collecting.
And it's more of a exploring, you know, I like to take my time kind of game.
Yeah, I'm
you know, you got
that.
a billion planets you could fucking.
If there's some kind of underlying story around it,
there is. Basically, you got to get to the middle.
Well, it's a journey to the middle.
Journey to the middle of the galaxy.
When I say if there's a story there, I mean like something compelling that's going to keep me playing the game. Because if the story is shit, then there's no point.
Well, again, it's a make your own adventure. You know what I'm saying? Like you get to travel to what planet you want.
I want to fight my friends with guns. I want to do Hoodrat shit in space.
Yeah,
I want to do Hoodrat shit in space too.
I'm doing Hoodrat shit in space with my friend.
Yeah, pretty much.
There you go.
But you better be able to do some of the stuff I'm talking about in art in that game, because that game is like art in concept.
Yeah.
Like except you're flying around in ships.
Yeah.
But I hope you can customize your ships, like really customize them and stuff like that. Because if somebody lands on a planet that I'm on, I want to make sure that his ship don't look exactly like my ship. You know what I'm saying? Or his body, his character. Because apparently you don't see the character yet. Like all the videos we ever saw, you never see the characters.
Players, yeah.
I never even seen a multiplayer character.
No.
Because like you seen the ships land and dock, but you never see anybody get out of them.
No.
So how is that gonna play into the whole?
I'm pretty sure at E3 we'll see something.
Well, the game is going to be launched.
Well, again, let me take that back because every time I've said that, we haven't seen shit.
We've gotten a delay.
So I demand we see something.
Nah, but they already announced a release date, so it's in June. When's E3 this year? Anybody knows the date? 13th, 15th, 16th. What is it?
I don't think they're gonna show anything new on No Man's Sky.
Yeah, I don't think No Man's Sky is gonna be at E3 this year.
There's no point.
The only thing he's probably gonna do is go on stage and be like, "The game is out.
Yeah, like
go buy it tonight." Or it's free for anybody who purchases PlayStation VR today.
June 14th through the 16th. So that means
that's right.
That means press conference is on the 13th.
So I was correct. I was damn. That was perfect date.
Shut up.
I was just guessing, but nah. But I think, like I said, I think they're gonna get on stage and just be like, "Oh, No Man's Sky is out. Go purchase it." Blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and go pick up your VR too because that's out next week. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's what they're gonna do.
I mean, that's what I'm hoping they do. I mean, I would have preferred that VR come out in first quarter, like as was announced.
Yeah, so would I. But honestly, you know what I think they was doing? Honestly, I think they wanted to wait
for titles.
No, I think they wanted to wait for the prices of the competitors to come out.
That's what
I think that's what they wanted.
They tend to do that.
That I mean, that's their playbook, right? Don't go first, go best, right?
Yeah, they always
save the best for last.
Yo,
nah, they don't always do that.
I'm telling you, right there, live when they had the E3.
I think
Xbox and then was about to launch. When Xbox said they was coming out at this price, Sony, that's when they finally put.
They removed the camera.
Yeah, they finally put it in their handbook. Like, okay, they said this price. What about you do? $399. Like,
they removed the camera
right there.
They removed the camera.
Yeah,
they already went on record and said the camera was supposed to be in the box. That's why we have the fucking light bar in there. They took it out. They reduced costs. End of story.
But it don't matter.
$100. I mean, it's written in history. It's like one of the greatest moments in gaming history.
One of the biggest jaw droppers.
That's jaw, ball.
Everything dropped.
Everything would hit the floor.
That was the greatest strategy ever. Wait till they say it first, right? And then be like,
nah, but I think
what about you cheaper?
No. Yeah, I think more because like everybody knew Oculus was going to be a little bit more expensive because better parts, PC, whatever.
Yeah.
And same thing with Vive or Vive, whatever, however you want to pronounce it.
Yeah.
But so now Sony could come out at a comfortable price and still feel like they have the edge.
Question, guys. What is Microsoft planning to do with this race?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
They have to get in it.
They're gonna do like they did last gen with the copy console and just do it again. 2 years later, come out with something and claim it's better. That's what they're gonna do.
They have to get in this race, or they're gonna become.
As of right now, they have no VR technology.
That's as we know of. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. And again, their partnership with Oculus is very interesting.
Nah,
I mean, it's because you don't know anything like this. Again, their controller being in that box is interesting to me. Right?
Yeah.
How did they get there? Why is it there?
Is there going to be a partnership on it? And
the Oculus Rift will not work on Xbox One.
That's not true because it's basically a PC. They're all basically PCs at this point. There's no reason that it would. There's no hindrance, not disallowing the Oculus to work on that.
Put it this way: if the PlayStation itself needs an extra box to just run VR,
that's a separate issue.
Microsoft would have that same issue.
They would have that same issue,
and it would be even worse.
Why couldn't they do the same thing though? To be honest.
And then who's gonna pay $600 for Oculus plus?
That's if it comes out
an extra thing.
And Microsoft is in a position to eat some of that cost if that was the case.
I don't see Facebook sharing profits with them. So
why would Facebook share profits? They would be buying units.
Yeah. They'd be a partnership. They'd be selling their units.
I don't see that as a smart partnership.
And again, you don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying.
All right. So I'm gonna quote Phil. I don't see VR as the future. That should tell you a lot.
That doesn't tell me anything because
that should say a lot.
Every company who's not in a position to do anything always tries to take a couple pegs off the next guy. Right. Rumble technology is a last gen feature. Who said that?
I don't know.
Sony. Phil Harrison. Right?
Phil Harrison. Oh, he was with Sony.
When controllers were announced and they saw these things and they were like,
accents, right?
Well, what happened to the Rumble? Last gen feature. Last gen feature. You don't need it.
I don't really use. Me personally, I don't use Rumble.
Your game is different without it. It's noticeable when it's missing.
Yep, it is.
I guess I don't notice it though. It's always there. You know.
It's extreme, because
no. The granted, I used to love.
I still got my 6-axis.
Hey, let's say for example, on a Microsoft
I think more so the controller just feels weird because it's so light.
It feels like a DVD case.
Yeah, it feels weird. That's the problem. It's not the rumble. It's the weight of the
lack of rumble. Noticeable that it's missing.
It's the weight more
and
though.
The
more
weight
so.
of the controller.
The weight of the controller is totally off. Controllers are supposed to feel right in your hand. It's not supposed to feel like you're holding a sheet of paper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? See, but the Nintendo Rumble Pack, I ain't no front. I used to buy this all the time. I clock them shits back in.
Son, it was just, it was so perfect for GoldenEye. Like,
it
first
was.
of all, when you was getting ready to set up a game, you were playing a different game, you eject the memory card and you slap in that Rumble Pack as a fucking clip. Like a G with the RPC 90, son. Oh my god. Yeah, that game
that shit used to be like
ate so many AAA batteries.
Yo. But you know the cool thing about it though is it added that feeling, so I don't understand how that could ever be a last gen.
But I don't remember another Nintendo controller. Does the Wii U have Rumble? No.
It does.
Does it?
Oh,
I don't even feel it. I guess
that's the thing. You've grown so accustomed to it that you don't
even feel. That's what I'm saying. You don't notice it anymore.
You know what I notice it on my Xbox? Like pretty to this way. I got so accustomed
to the PlayStation controller.
Just like cutting off vibration. Because vibration is known, literally, to throw off your aim and shoot your game. So I shut it off. And as soon as I play my PlayStation, I'm like, oh my god. You get what I'm saying? Because I don't shut it off on my PlayStation, but it's just a...
So you shut it off when you're playing your Xbox?
On my Xbox.
It gets too annoying or something? Xbox, or it's just too much? Because of the rumble triggers.
Xbox, regardless of what anybody says, has the greatest thumb placements on any controller that ever came up. Right? Period. Everyone tries to replicate it. It's the nicest thumb placements that you could possibly have. The most natural, right?
You know how they got that, right?
Whatever. It don't matter. But it's dope. You get what I'm saying? Or whatever. And it just feels the most comfortable. So when I have the vibration on and I get shot or I'm trying to move in a situation...
You miss your button presses?
It shakes my hand.
Oh.
You get what I'm saying? It literally creates this little second guessing that I would do without it on. You get what I'm saying? Or because of the vibration on my head.
All I know is...
I'm going to be honest with y'all. I think the best controller, and this is just me, everybody want to make fun of it, the big Xbox One dinosaur commercial. Controller.
Nope.
I love the way...
The Duke? El Duque?
Yeah.
That controller was fugly. It felt like a throwing disc.
No. Let's go there.
It felt like a potato with buttons.
Yes.
Let's go there.
I still have it.
I felt like I could be in the Olympics with that shit. I just toss it like one of those weight balls.
I was never more pro. Maybe it was 14-year-old reaction.
You know what it was? It was because... Alright, it was that controller or the PS2 controller. PS2 controller felt flimsy, kind of like the PS3 controller. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably why it was more perfect for shooters, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's your generation.
When the Xbox 360 controller came out, shit. I was like, give me back.
I'll tell you right now though, this is the best controller. I think this is the best controller. This shit fits perfect in your hands. The weight,
no.
This has nice weight to it.
It's a better controller than what was previously available. It's a great controller for this gen.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if it's the best.
For this gen, it's the best. Maybe not for the Elite, but if you buy the Elite, you're paying $150 for a controller. So
I'm gonna tell you what I don't like about that controller.
What, the Elite?
PlayStation, all the PlayStation controllers, wear and tear.
Oh, but that's
those just get busted.
First gen controllers. All first gen controllers get busted.
You know what my controller is doing to me already? The battery life. The inside.
You know what that's from, right? That's not from anything. That's from overcharging.
But I don't like that.
That happens to everything that has rechargeable batteries.
People make fun of Xbox for it, the rechargeable battery.
I just think Xbox got deals with Duracell or something. That's what I think.
I like that shit. You get what I'm saying? Because
if I'm buying a $60 controller, I shouldn't have to buy batteries. I'm sorry.
But look. Now I have to buy a whole new controller.
I shouldn't have to buy batteries. I shouldn't have to buy charge kits.
I have to buy a whole new.
It does. He has a very good point because now you can just swap out the pack, even because right now on the Xbox, it doesn't protrude like it used to on the 360.
Yeah.
Right, it's in the body, which was my main number one complaint with the 360 controller.
Was that
now
it was big and bulky?
It's flush with the body. It's in there, right? And if the battery, from overcharging use or whatever the case may be, that shit goes awry. You pop that shit out, go buy another one for $20. This You gotta buy a new fucking battery pack. You gotta buy a new controller.
Nah, you do. You're granted. Or you can just plug it in.
That shit sucks. Or keep it plugged in. That defeats the whole point. It's the fucking 2016. I should have to plug in shit. Matter of fact, it should have went to inductive charging, like I said. Should have happened with the PS3 controller, where you shouldn't have to plug in shit.
Oh, I got game news for y'all.
Yeah,
for this podcast. The 30-second, 60-second Microsoft controller charger now that they just came out with.
Yeah, I saw something like that.
I think PlayStation got a controller like
that's
that too.
Not made by Microsoft, though.
Nah, it's made by some third party.
It's still fire.
They have one for PS4 too.
I need that.
That company, those companies like Nyko and things like that, or Nico, however you want to pronounce it, those companies specifically make third party products just for that, and a cheaper version. But they're not really that good.
I don't do third party nothing.
They're not really that good. Yeah, I used to buy when I think it was PS2 days. I think I used to buy the Nico controllers.
Break it like a day or two.
Them shits are like you ever bought one of those cheap PC controllers from GameStop?
Yeah,
they're supposed to be Xbox 360 quality, but. Dude, I bring one home and the shoulder button fell off. Like they're just not. You're not gonna get the Sony or the Microsoft quality.
I need
controller.
a reputable company I can yell at.
Yeah, you're not gonna get that quality.
Nyko, that feels like they just have like a PO box somewhere.
You remember the Nyko Rumble packs for GameCube, son? Oh my, I'm telling you, they come out with everything Nyko.
Well, yeah, we're almost at time.
Yeah.
Now we good. This is our first one.
First one of the year?
Yeah.
All right, let's just talk about NX just real quickly, and then we're going to sign off.
Speculations on what it's going to be.
All right, first of all, it's supposed to be x86, supposed to be easier to develop for.
Are they going with x86?
It's coming out this year.
I don't think so.
It's supposed to be along the same lines, no different from a PS4 or Xbox One, right? x86, supposedly.
But now, what do you think is going to be the new feature? Because, all right, one thing about Nintendo consoles, they always have a special. We're going to call it a special feature.
I'm going to call it a gimmick.
What do you think it's going to be?
They tend to work for Nintendo in their games, however they feel like they're developing at the point in time. But I mean, generally speaking, like they need to come up with a. And again, this is something that. They need to take something from PS4's playbook, right?
And just make it simple.
And just make a fucking game console, right?
A simple game.
A 21st century game console that just happens to play Nintendo.
But what they could do, and hopefully what they did, was hybrid it with their handheld.
That was speculation, yes.
Because this is the problem with Nintendo. Now, in America, handhelds don't sell well. They sell decent enough, but they're not the grand scale.
Yeah.
We play home consoles.
Yeah.
We're not the people that freaking sit there and play Game Boy on a train. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
But in Japan, in Asia, and you get robbed. Exactly. But in Asia, that's their thing.
No, I play mine. Nobody punched me in the face.
So now, where do you get the middle ground? You come out with a hybrid where you sell the console and the handheld at the same time. The handheld might be the controller. You know what I'm saying? And then you got both. You got a win-win because your console is going to have to sell in Japan and it's going to sell here. But then you also put that handheld in the American audience, which the Japanese audience was probably going to buy already.
Okay, I'd be curious to see what this thing costs. I've seen rumors that said this thing is supposed to be on par, if not more powerful than PS4
at the same price point.
At the same price point, right? And plus, it has a little handheld unit. I'd be interested to see how much this goddamn thing is going to cost, though. Right? If they're going to come out with a regular ass controller, I don't want a screen in the middle of my shit. I just want buttons and a recharge. Like their Pro controller on Wii U is pretty good.
It is,
right? They don't need to change that. I mean, I'd like to see them with a sexy controller because they were the king at one point in time. They were the kings of sexy ass controllers.
And so they started doing GameCube with the 3 handles, and then
no, the Nintendo 64. It got weird after.
Nintendo 64. I'm sorry, yeah, Nintendo 64. Then the GameCube got weird, and then
the GameCube was like I don't know what the fuck that was. And then Wii U,
every gen they come out with a new controller.
Yeah, it's unnecessary. Stop doing that shit.
Give me my Super Nintendo controller. Call it a day.
RP Iwata, but he's not here no more.
No, but now anything NX, don't blame on the new guy.
Yeah,
because this shit is already done.
Yeah.
Like, don't blame this on the new guy because he's coming in when the shit is already in R&D.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you what my speculation on NX is. Nintendo for a long time has been trying to get into this cell phone market, this app market for a long time. And they're at a point now where they have to keep up with their competitors. It's set in the sand that they are no longer nowhere near top dog and it's falling off. Like all the Nintendo gimmicks are going to ass. Like,
well, that's because nobody wants gimmicks anymore.
Other than their 3DS, which sales are starting to slow down for that finally. Like, that's it. So as a major console distributor now, the Wii U they learned was a fail. They can't do what they did before. They can't make another Wii. This is gonna be a top.
And don't use Wii in your name.
It's not gonna be called Wii, right? And then they've already talked about games, right, for the NX already. Like, and when I look at the quality of some of these games that I saw, they were not no Wii U quality games. Like these were looking PS4ish, PS heavy-ish kind of. You get what I'm saying? Titles.
And get off the kid thing too.
Now they always gonna attack kids.
But don't make that the center of your attention.
All right, listen. This is what I think they should name the console. Right? They should just call it
the Weenus.
No. Well, that was the PlayStation move. They should just call it the new Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah, they should. Nintendo Entertainment System.
That's it. Go back to NES, the new NES. Make
Super Nintendo or something.
Make it dope.
Yeah.
Still release Zelda on Wii U, or at least make them.
Because if you dick us for the people who bought it,
make them backwards compatible or whatever.
Nah, I think that's what Nintendo said though. They said that their next console they want to be fully back. I'm talking about fully, like every game that they ever had.
Yeah.
They wanted all their games to be unified under one platform.
But I don't want them to negate purchases I already made on this store. Like all purchases should just fucking carry over. If they do that, me and Nintendo, we good.
How many purchases you made?
A lot. Enough.
Old Super Nintendo games?
Yes. First of all, I need Super Mario World on every console I buy. Right?
See, but that's the thing. That's where for Nintendo and Sony could really hit home. Like, I don't understand why if like PS3, right? They had all these games on the PlayStation Network. How none of those games, not even talking about thing, but all of those games that they already had out should have already just not even transferred. Like, let's say to buy them, but should have just been already transferred. Like, you already had these games. Like, I shouldn't have to wait every 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something for a new one title to pop up. Like kind of like how they did with the PS3 when it first started with the PSN for the PS2 games. Like, you already got these games. It can't be too hard just to throw them on. Like, they do it for PC all the time.
PC is a different animal. You're dealing with a lot of variables when you bring it over the console, particularly with very exotic chipsets.
But all right, that's fine. But now these consoles are like PCs
now,
so those games should be easy enough to just transfer over.
I don't know. They got to get the power of the internet to help them with their emulation.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. It's like they got all these development skills, but they don't have no emulation skills.
Yeah.
You get a freaking bootleg guy in his garage build a better emulator.
Yeah, there's some smarter people out there that can definitely get on that shit.
Like, so,
but it's all a matter of whether they want to do that or not. Because remember, you have a lot of moneyed interest that they don't want to see backwards compatible because they want to keep selling you the same old shit.
But see that you can't blame on them because they're not the ones who.
That's the devs.
That's the devs. Yes, it's devs.
Yeah.
A lot of people online right now complaining, why PS2 games on PS4 cost $15? Sony's not asking for $15.
I don't know why that's just the case. Like,
but Sony's not asking for $15. The devs are.
Yo, they should just parse my account. If I already have those games already downloaded on my shit, just give me the download on fucking PlayStation 4.
Well, they added, like I said, trophies and stuff. So maybe like $3 or something. Because even Nintendo does that.
No,
if you transfer from Wii to Wii U,
they let you upgrade.
It's like a $2 process or something like that.
No. I don't want none of that shit. Right?
Yeah,
it should already work. Yeah. Why are you gouging me again? And trophies. Honestly, trophies, achievements at this point, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, every me personally, I don't care about trophies either. A lot of people I guess a lot of fans just like that shit for some reason.
Yeah, come on with a dope game.
Man, I play games. Atari, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64.
Yeah, give me some back achievements.
Like PS1, PS2. I ain't had no fucking trophies. I don't care about them shits.
Nah, I need my achievements from like way back in my whole entire game career. I need all of that.
Like,
somebody get on that.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, to me, that shit is nonsense. So, like, you shouldn't charge me because those games. I'd pay $10 for a PS2 game because you know what? Some of them are hard to get.
I'm not paying that for nothing 12 years old.
That's you, but a lot of people will.
Listen, $10 should be like the limit.
Yes, $10. That's right? What I'm saying. $10
especially
should be
for
the
something
limit.
that's like 20 years old, something like that.
But a lot of that shit is nostalgia. Like, let's say you want to get Legend of Dragoon or something, right? That game you not finding anywhere. You go on eBay, you paying $400. So now you're gonna pay $400. You're gonna pay $15.
It's because
I got Legend of Dragoon on sale. I think did I buy that one? I bought something.
No, I was just giving an example.
Yeah. I think I paid like $1. They had like this big JRPG sale.
Perfect example would be Brave Fencer Musashi.
Yeah.
You're not finding that anywhere but eBay. You're not.
Yeah, and I don't know why they don't push that on to.
And if you was to go on eBay, that should be like anywhere between $120 and $200. Now, if they pushed it on and sold it for $15, that's a good fucking price.
You count eBay prices, and being honestly, it's not relevant because that's not the dev putting it up for that price. That's some.
No, but see, that's the thing. If you want to play that game, you're not getting it anywhere else.
But I mean, you can. You can get it from the devs. You get what I'm saying?
No, you can't. They're not processing them games no more.
Brave Fencer, I don't know why it's not on the store. It should have been there already.
You make it seem like when the devs make this game, they throw away all their copies of the fucking game.
No, when the game is not being sold anymore, the game's not being processed. They're not printing any more copies.
It's not printed, but the people who currently work on the game, who had the game, who designed the game, have these.
Yo, half of them teams from back in the day, they don't even there no more.
You don't understand what I'm saying.
No, I understand what you're saying. They don't have them games no more, son. They're not selling them. There's no store to buy them. None at all.
Still not getting what I'm saying.
All right, what are you saying?
I'm saying that
you're saying that you could contact the dev and be like, I want Brave Fencer Musashi. They're not gonna have it.
No, I'm not talking to that. If they wanted to recreate the game, you get what I'm saying? Like, forget that they don't sell them more. They had a physical disc left of the game, right? And they wanted to make it an emulator or put it up on somewhere where somebody duplicates the game onto a digital way. They can easily do that,
but they're not going to.
That's what you should say. But there's just an asshole online charging $300 for the game. The dev at any given point could put it up.
But the devs,
I'm pretty sure somewhere in the depths of the internet, Brave Fencer Musashi is available for piracy. Right? You can pirate the shit out of that thing right now.
Well, you can pirate any game from back in the day.
Exactly.
But
so
you don't get caught.
I would like to do it the legit way and have it conveniently on my console dashboard. If they would just make it available.
And Brave Fencer Musashi was a pretty good game. And you know what? It didn't sell off the strength of being Brave Fencer Musashi.
It sold because of Final Fantasy
VII demo. Yes.
Yeah. Which I played. It was awesome.
You had Brave Fencer, right?
Yeah.
That game was great.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I remember the demo you was able to get Leviathan Summerspell in the early Midgar.
Yep.
But then when you played the game, you didn't get that shit. You had to wait till Yuffie's area all the way in the Asian town.
Yep.
And that was towards the end of the game. I was
they had to give you a taste.
Yeah, cheap Square Enix.
Yeah, I mean, there was a bunch of Square Enix games that I purchased I had no business buying, but because they had a demo in there.
But Bouncer, remember that?
No. Bouncer was no demo. No, I had a demo in another game.
Yeah. No, Bouncer was the demo.
Yes.
Bouncer was the greatest worst game I ever played in my life.
Son, that had to go down in history as worst game ever created, son.
Yeah, that shit
and the game was fun.
It was pretty shitty.
Son, you played it for like 25 minutes.
Listen, this is the thing. What was demoed
was the game.
No. The demo was better than what actually came out. That's what I'm saying. At E3's past, this game was like fully interactive. You could do anything, go anywhere. Like,
that's why
it was touted as a technical masterpiece. It was just a pretty piece of shit.
That's why I always tell people: don't believe what you see at E3. Like with the Division, you see the downgrade that guy.
Remember, this is a time before the internet. This is a time when you didn't know what the fuck you were getting,
and right? Like you couldn't look up online and be like, "Oh, this is fake shit." Blah 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 blah.
And then, like, if you were waiting for reviews of the game, like maybe a review came out like maybe a couple months before. But generally, like, if a game just blasted onto the scene, like, you didn't have time to wait for EGM to come in the fucking mail. Yep. You just got the game, and that was it. Like, you're like, oh, I'm rocking out.
But that's also why reviews nowadays are scary, because you can't even review a game until the day it come out. Like, it's crazy nowadays.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty.
Review embargoes are retarded.
This thing. Don't pay attention to the reviews.
Buy a game that you like.
Don't buy a game day one. And if you're a fan of a game, and you buy it, and it sucks,
that's your fault.
No, it's not your fault.
Then you eat the bullet. You bite the bullet.
You learn the lesson. That's it. Sell it much. Write a letter to the dev. That's like why the game sucked.
A perfect example would be Final Fantasy 13. Me, I love 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, hell, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, right? 13 came out. 13, the first one. I was like, all right. They tried something new. The game is decent. 13.2 came out. I was like, what the fuck? 13.3 came out. It was pretty. It was honestly, I liked it better than all three of them.
I like all of them.
You like 13.2?
They talking some bullshit right now.
Nah, but
I stopped liking Final Fantasy after 10.
Alright, I like both.
You like the Sora lookalike?
It was bodacious.
You like the Sora lookalike?
Yes. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you.
No, but now if 15 come out and I'm excited and I buy it and I bite the bullet and the shit sucks,
I like 13.
I won't be buying another one.
You remember? I played 13 when it came out. I had like the shortest attention span for it.
Yeah, you didn't beat it in nothing, right?
Then remember, I was here with
you. Went back and played.
And I was like, yo, this is...
It's not bad. Yeah, no.
Like,
13.
When you start getting into the story and what they were going for, like...
No, you know why a lot of people hated on 13? Because the beginning was so linear. That first planet, the moon or whatever you was on, that first planet was so linear. It was all, like, not on rails. It was just corridors, right? And then when you get to the second planet... And it was just like, why was this not the fucking whole game?
Yeah. I mean, that's part of the reason why I kind of can't fuck with RPGs nowadays, because it's such a slow burn to get into stuff. Like, a lot of people say, oh, the game doesn't really get started until like
it's the build up, right?
15 hours in, like 15 fucking hours.
Like, I
don't got time for that shit. Like, you gotta get me immediately.
Well, that's not fair because that's like a Bond movie. Like, you get what I'm saying?
I'm not watching a Bond movie for 15 hours. If a Bond movie takes an hour to get started, it's a bad Bond movie. It's bad. I should be. First of all, every Bond always starts off with the punch in the face action sequence, and then there's some lulls, and then it starts to get progressively better from there. Oh, I saw my camera.
I didn't even know she was here. You get the lens
All right. Yeah. So I mean, again, 15 hours is a bit much to ask people for a game. Like, that's a lot.
What was Final Fantasy 7? How long did it take for shit to really get started?
About the fucking second disc. Like,
that's kind of true. That's so true. Final Fantasy 7.
Nigga, Final Fantasy.
It was around the second disc.
Final Fantasy 9 to me didn't get lit to like the third. Like,
son,
Final Fantasy
came out. I was fucking 15, 14. I was finger fucking girls in staircases. I had more time than I knew what to do.
You know what I was doing?
I could sit around, handshaking niggas with the
I was finger fucking bitches underneath the table in school, and then give my boys pounds. Baka,
you disgusting bastard. But anyway, I had more time.
You got some of those greasy fingers too.
I had more time then. All right, I had more time then. I don't have time now to sit around.
Yo, Aaron, Baka was one of my Vicks with the greasy fingers, bro.
That's fucking. I'm sitting there craving tuna fish sandwiches all day. I don't even know why.
He's like, every time I rub my nose, his face is like, yo, why do I want tuna today?
Bastard. All right, yo, we got to sign off, man. This is a good podcast. 2016, I'm hoping we do some bigger things, better things with the podcast, with the app, with the website. Go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/00Lounge. See us over on Twitch, twitch.tv/00Lounge. We're also on Twitter @00Lounge. Pretty much any social media or website, just Google 00Lounge will be the first thing that pops up. All right, we in there. 2016. I hope we have a good, a beautiful year. I like this new segment that we got. Hoodrat Stuff with friends. We're gonna try to keep that going, as well as add new segments.
We all definitely grew up in the hood,
and also we're gonna try to improve the audio quality. We got to find a quieter place to do this podcast. We begin some feedback about the bus. Here's that B6 bus. Yeah.
That happens in the city, though. You got to expect it.
Yeah. All right. So, anybody want to say anything before we sign off?
Happy New Year, fuckers.
Yep.
All right, ditto. See you later. This has been another episode of 00Lounge podcast, episode 18. We'll see you on the next one. We out.